our gifts. I don't think I've opened whatever's in there for me yet because it's not my birthday till tomorrow. Rich, it's good to see you. Is it Friday yet? Oh my God, I wish it was Friday. No sound. Oh my God, no sound. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Somebody say that you can hear me because I hope that you can hear me. I can see if there's sound. It looks like no, it's supposed to be making sound. It's supposed to be making sound. That might just be you. All the best to you guys. To be honest, you'd pick surfing too. Yeah, no, I get it. Hello, Jen. Good to see you. Yeah. Belinda's birthday is August 5th. So it's all of our birthdays. It's the launch of the birthday week. So, hello, Scott. Hello, C. Kevin. Rachel is an awesome giver. Yes, she sure is. She is an awesome giver. Thank you, Annie. Yes, I'm glad that you can't hear me. I just worked out that people must be able to hear me because, well, I can hear me. And I don't spend a lot of time in here by myself, talking to myself, but maybe I should spend more time doing that. Yeah, hey, Amy. Thank you. Yeah, the sound is on. People can hear. Feeling good. I've got all the cameras are working. I've got my blue plate mayonnaise shirt. This was a birthday present to me from my friends Juliet and Chris. Blue plate mayonnaise, Jen, you'll be happy to know, is one of the sponsors of the Jazz Fest in Place on WWOZ, which they're going to have another one of those in September. So, yeah, blue plate mayonnaise. You were having show withdrawal, Jen. Yeah, I know. Friday. We weren't here on Friday. I mean, I don't know where you guys were, but I wasn't here. So, so yeah, we're back. The drive back from San Francisco was pretty good. It was a long one. It took me 7.5 hours to get from, well, I went up to Guerneville after my time in San Francisco, and I finally in Guerneville, which with my friends Rachel and Juliet, or Juliet and Chris, sorry, Rachel, Juliet and Chris, who gave me the shirt. We watched the James Booker movie, Bayou Maharaja, and really enjoyed it. It was a little bit like a trip to New Orleans. Richard, thank you. Longest weekend ever. Flavia, hello. So the drive back was from Guerneville. The drive back, I just saw that your comment. Yeah, you got to go to rehab after hearing about Jazz Fest. Yeah, well, so the drive back from Guerneville it's north of San Francisco, so it was about a 7.5 hour trip from door to door. And that included pretty minimal stopping. I only stopped for the gas once and then two other stops for bathroom break. So it was I burned it pretty straight through, and then I was completely out of phase when I got home. And yesterday had to take a day lying down. New TV, Buck Dancing is available to rent on Amazon. Oh, I don't know what buck dance. Well, I mean, I think I know what buck dancing is, and I'm ready to check that out on Amazon when we're done with this. So I had my drive back. Then that was Saturday, and then yesterday was mostly just lying around and recovering. Woke up today, and then we had a little bit of a breakfast celebration we opened some gifts and bed with Fanula. And then we went out and had a little breakfast out at a restaurant. I had to return my rental car. And then we had a breakfast out at a restaurant and outdoors in the patio where you wear the mask when you order, and then you take your mask off and you can eat. And it was sort of normal. And so that was good. And then my friend Frank came over and we had a coffee, although I don't know. I doubt that Frank is watching right now, but if he is, I have to say I'm sorry. I'm really not. I wasn't such good company. I don't think I am good company right now. The birthday for me is always a bit dodgy, and so I haven't been in such a great mood. And then we're trying to figure out jiu-jitsu wants to come back, but I don't think we can go back and do jiu-jitsu, so that's a bummer. What are you saying there, Ed? In Jake's honor, we drove over to the empty streets of San Francisco to take a look. Realized it was the first time we were there since February for Sketchfest in San Francisco. Yeah, Ed. Although I would recommend if you're going into San Francisco, the two places I ate, which were the Water Bar, and then there's a steak place right next door, just on the Embarcadero. There, they've got outdoor seating. You need to make a reservation because they don't have a lot of seating, but the food was delicious. It's a little bit high end, but if you're looking for a splurge and a trip into the city, those are pretty nice. So yeah, these are not new glasses. These are the glasses that I've been wearing for the show. So I don't even. I know it's supposed to be motivational, motivational Monday. Man, I do not feel super motivated today. I have to say I feel a little bit depressed, which is kind of normal for me. Birthday time, I always feel a little bit depressed, and Christmas time, I always feel a little bit depressed. So that's normal. But I'm trying to sack up. I'm trying to think about like what's motivation wise. I need to write some goals down. That's what we learned last Monday. We got to write some goals down. So I've been really thinking about what goals I have. I've sort of got I love doing this show, and I love doing it with Belinda. I know I promised she was going to be here, and she wasn't here today. Oh, what'd you say? Jen, you got your temperature taken today, and it was 96.3. The lady gleefully said, wow, 95 is considered hypothermia. Well, yeah, I think you're going to be fine, Jen. I'm in the 97s all the time. But so I wonder where I don't know where my thermometer is actually. First, I thought I was packing it to take with me for the show oh, here it is. I didn't pack it for the show, but I have it right here. I haven't taken my temperature in a week. Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh, temperature 97.5. So that feels pretty good. I've got the right temperature. So yeah, it can be a little bit depressing around birthdays. I'm just reading. My Michelle says she understands birthday depression. Happy birthday anyway. Thank you so much. It's okay to feel a little depressed. Totally understandable. Flavia, thank you. You get depressed on your birthday too. And you don't need any reminders that you're no longer young and never will be again. Well, yes, but I mean, hopefully we've got some good times ahead of us. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I've got to write some goals down. I like doing the show. Keith says he never celebrates his birthdays. Um, yeah, yeah, I think I'm going to make it through the birthday, but I really am trying to think in terms of goals. Like, what do I want to do next? And this show is fun. I'm gonna try and get to be a little more, do a little more prep, a little more structure. I did write some things down to talk about for Motivational Monday today, and then the Bible story on Tuesday. Of course, we have that. And letter from Grandma. I still got plenty of letters from Grandma left. But I'd like to. So this show is something that I'm doing. Just talking to these corporate people, it really is seeming like we're going to be battling this virus into the middle, if not the end of next year, and it's going to be, oh my God, all kind of. It's going to be all kinds of weird restrictions and compromises that we're going to be making for all that time. So we're going to have to figure out what we can do within those restrictions and compromises. So yes, I've got to think about this show. I've got to think about other kind of online things to supplement this show and to kind of replace stand up, because realistically, I mean, I've got that gig in September that I'm supposed to be doing up in Seattle. Realistically, I don't know if that's going to happen. If they do the gig, I am going to go and do it. But after that, I don't know. I don't know what kind of gigs are going to be available, or that I'm gonna be able to want to do or to have permission to do. And so what other things can I be doing online that are more like stand up, or maybe it's something that's more structured and monologue-ish, like maybe one of the days of the show is just going to be me talking. What do we got here? Jen saying, think back on your life and celebrate your awesomeness on your birthday. Yeah, that's a great idea. Sometimes I don't feel so awesomeness on my birthdays. Ed thinks mid 21 is right. Yeah, you recommended Legend Planner, prompts you for all types of goal setting by category and time. And there's a calendar. Most importantly, stickers. Yeah, we all need stickers in these tough times. Yeah, people are validating this next summer, late fall calendar idea that I've got. Flavia says she's so naive. She was thinking maybe we'd be out of the woods with this Varinus thing by the end of the year, early January. Well, it would be great. I hope that is the case. But just in case that's not the case, I'm trying to think of things that I can do right now, like this show, that that'll kind of make me feel connected and happy. And certainly, I was complaining to my friend Frank, like, I can't believe I have to go do the show right now. But then always when I do the show and I interact with you guys, it makes me feel good about having a connection to you. And that's one of the things that I really love the most about doing stand-up. So this isn't a motivational thing. Well, it sort of is, but it was a kind of a philosophical thing, and it's from this book called Those Who Remain, which is a post-apocalyptic series that was written by a guy named G. Michael Hopf, Hopf, and this is from the New World, which is book number 7 in the series. And I was gonna try and get the audiobooks and listen, but they've got such bad reviews. But this was a quote that I had heard on another podcast. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times, and then you're back to hard times create strong men. So I think right now we're coming out of the good times creating weak men, and so I think we've got some weak men creating some hard times right now. I can't be sure, and when I say men, I mean there's some ladies involved there too, because it is 2020. Weak ladies, shout out to the weak ladies out there. And I know it's mostly the weak men that are creating hard times, but hard times create strong men, so that's good news for me, because I am a man and I would like to be a strong man. Although I don't always feel like a strong man, I have to tell you that. And that's the way I was feeling today, which is not like a strong man. I was feeling like a weak man. So I hate to think that I'm creating the hard times, but maybe it is all my fault. The Leftovers is good for post-apocalyptic. Oh, you're saying that, huh? Oh, The Leftovers. Yeah, I didn't know about The Leftovers. I started watching that and I thought it was a little brutal. Keys, you got a birthday coming. Up. That's good. Ed's suggesting a drive-in tour, a la what Gaffigan is thinking about. Yeah, Gaffigan is doing a drive-in movie tour. Well, that's a thing, though, that's a little out of my control. That's a thing that someone else has to be producing, the drive-in thing, and then they have to decide they want to hire me. And then there has to be enough people interested in coming to the show. And I know, of course, all the people watching this, yes, I love you, and I would love to see you and do a show for you at a drive-in. But I'm not positive that I have the kind of draw that could sell out a drive-in show. Although, desperate times, the hard man who's ready to do a show in a drive-in to create some good times. I'm ready to be that strong man who's ready to do a show to drive-in to create some good times for some people. So I'm ready if that happens. Yeah, what do you got? Keys, your pants, and you got into it over who's got the best French fries. You like McDonald's, and your pants like Burger King fries? I have to say you're right on this one. I think McDonald's fries are the best. Darren just got here. Yes, well, good to see you. There's some things have happened, but you can see that. Jen's ready to produce the shows. She booked gigs for bands and charities. Yeah, well, maybe that's going to happen, Jen. Maybe you're going to be calling up drive-in movie theaters, and I'm going to be driving around the country in my Scooby van with Belinda, doing our show from the Starbucks Wi-Fi in the parking lot, and then doing the comedy show at night. Amy, I'm strong for admitting that I feel weak. Well, that is about the sweetest workaround I've ever heard. Thank you. You gotta feel weak and do the strong thing anyway. I guess that's bravery right there. All right, Mickey D's on the fries. A lot of people voting in on that. Jen saying plenty of open air venues. Julie's asking if there's anything Jen can't do. I get it. Um, all right. And Jen just said she can do anything. Well, that's a good way to feel, Jen. You're the Motivational Monday. You can do anything. And I think we all can do what we need to do when we need to do it. And so what do we need to do today? Well, it's Motivational Monday. We're about halfway through the show. I get out the book of questions, but it's in timeout right now. The book of questions is in timeout. I'm not crazy about Sun Tzu, The Art of War. You know, when you are strong, appeal weak, and when you are weak, appear strong. That's all I got for The Art of War right now. We're pretty sure that the trivia compendium of useless information. Let's give it a try. Here, what do we got here? There's only one case on record of a county being moved from one continent to another, at least on maps. Before Panama gained its independence from Colombia in 1903, the nation was considered a part of South America. After independence, the isthmus was regarded as part of Central America, which belongs to North America. Well, that's an interesting technicality about Panama, but I think it's always belonged to Central America, and I don't think Central America belongs to North America. I think it's its own America. So I've weighed in on that useless trivia with some of my own useless opinions. And I'm almost ready to journey into the little green book of good thoughts. What do I have here? Make and keep promises to yourself. Well, that's a good idea. Let's make some promises to ourselves. Let's make a promise that we're going to be strong in these hard times, and you cannot exceed your self-image. That's a kind of a not necessarily motivational, but that's an interesting thought. You cannot exceed your self-image, so you have to believe it to achieve it. I think that is true. I don't know if you've heard that one before. You have to believe it to achieve it. You can't go to the moon unless you believe you can go to the moon, right? Those astronauts didn't get in a rocket going, geez, I hope this works. They were like, well, we're pretty sure we worked this out. We're going to the moon. Clinton, you're late. What have you missed? Well, you haven't missed a lot. You've missed my Blue Plate Mayo t-shirt. I'm going to be unveiling your t-shirts designs available for a limited time, possibly tomorrow, but definitely on Wednesday. Julie says she's a great singer for a veterinarian, and I'm not even sure what that means. But at the same time, I can't think of the great veterinarian singers of our age. But it's tough to put me on the spot when I'm the only one talking. You know, if Belinda was talking, and I had some time to also to free up my mind to think about the great veterinarian singers of our time, I might be able to think of one. But it's hard for me to even think of famous veterinarians right now. The guy who went on the Tonight Show from the Columbus Zoo, I can't even think of his name. If you can't join them, beat them. That's what Mort Saul said. If you can't join them, beat them. All right. Maybe I'll go for a box of questions. Rachel, I haven't opened the birthday gift, but let's get into the box of questions. Which country did your family come from? Well, my family, most of them came from Germany. And it was before World War II, between those. Well, no, I think my grandfather came before World War I to the U.S. and then some of my mom's family. She's in that Daughters of the American Revolution or Daughters of the Mayflower or something. There's some of my mom's family came from way back then from Germany. But I don't think I'm going back to Germany, and I don't think, to be honest, Belinda's not here, so I can tell you, I don't think we're going to New Zealand, as much as she sometimes fantasizes about that. We only know older people or mom's friends. Todd, you're saying just step outside, breathe deep, Jake. You'll feel better. I've never experienced a more pot-filled city than Santa Monica. Well, we do have some pot. We do have some pot. So, Darren, what are you saying? Put this in the Who Cares file. I was stationed in Panama for 2 years. It was awesome. I would love to visit Panama. Actually, Darren, there's a guy I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast. I know to some people Joe's controversial, but I really am a fan of his podcast. Not all the guests, but he every once in a, he quite often, I shouldn't say every once in a while, quite often has guests that are very interesting, and I find Joe to be a very calm and intelligent interviewer, and I like listening to some of his conversations. And he had Mel Gibson on his podcast, Joe Rogan's episode with Mel Gibson, and Mel Gibson was talking about his father. So Mel Gibson's father, and I know Mel Gibson, let's not get started, but Mel Gibson's father had some serious degenerative conditions. He went to Panama and he got some stem cell treatments, and just had some really amazing results. And I'd love to go down there. And visit that place, and go with my friend Frank, who's got some issues with his spine, to see if there's anything that they could do to help him. So Robinson says your name seems Scandinavian. Yes, Johansson is from the Schleswig-Holstein part of Germany, which was at one time in history, or multiple times back and forth, part of Denmark, part of Germany. So it is from up in that Scandinavian area. That is true. Darren saying you and Belinda are quite interesting people. A book maybe. Yeah, I think yeah, Jack Hanna is the veterinarian from the Columbus Zoo, correct. And Dr. Doolittle is another. Well, Dr. Doolittle is a singing veterinarian, I have to say, although Rex Harrison, I feel like, is not known. The singing that he did in Dr. Doolittle was not awesome singing, and he's not a real veterinarian. That's a character. I do know the difference, but thank you. And yeah, Belinda and I maybe write a book. I think I could. I think I might take a shot at a book. My parents are often suggesting that I write a book. Okay. Yeah, Richard says Joe's awesome sometimes. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying too. But who's awesome all the time? Nobody. Keys would say Dr. Doolittle would say Dr. Doolittle using his animal communication skills. Where's Belinda? Is Ewan McGregor in town? Yes, Robert. Belinda is at the beach, and I don't think Ewan McGregor is there, but I'm not tracking him on Life 360 the way I'm tracking Belinda and Fanula. All right, so what 3 adjectives would your family use to describe me? What 3 adjectives? Well, when given an opportunity like this, I often will go for the joke. So sexy, that's always one that I like to say. But it's a weird adjective for your daughter to use to describe you. I don't know. Fat. I'm not fat. I don't know what 3 adjectives. I can't. The book of questions has failed us. So what have I got in store for this week? Well, tomorrow we've got our Bible story. Belinda will be back from the beach. I was hoping she would show up. Jen suggesting I write a book. I'm glad to have you on board. I know that you're a writer, Jen. I've read some of your writing. I'm going to be having some of this delicious bone broth, which is another thing that I found in my food storage stock here in the office. I don't know why it was in here, but what's the expiration date on this baby? Used by February 2021. Ha! I'm going to get under the wire on this bone broth. This is going to be great. So beef bone broth, I'm going to be enjoying that. I've still got a couple of cans of chicken left. So it's going to be a big week. It's going to be a big birthday week for me. Belinda's going to make me a bacon and egg pie tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are hanging in there. Trump says his daughter is sexy. Yeah, I know, and I believe my daughter's attractive, but I wouldn't. I'm trying to stay out of the Trump categories. Um, all right, Todd's offering to do the cartoons for my book. I don't know if the book's going to have cartoons, but maybe it is. Maybe now it is. Anyway, I know that this is a little less than a half hour, but also I feel like for the way I was feeling when I started this, I really feel like it's quite an achievement that I made it this far. And I want to say thank you guys for showing up on a Monday. Sorry Belinda wasn't here. She did say she would definitely be here tomorrow, but that is what she also told me last week about Monday. But, you know, there's no telling on Monday. So the reason she went to the beach late was because of the overcast. You know, the fog or the morning haze didn't burn off until about noon. And so she didn't want to go out for a hazy morning at the beach, which I would have done. Anyway, I'm glad that you guys are here today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Tuesday, pre-hump day. And we're going to have a Bible story. We're going to have a letter from Grandma. And I'm back. You're back. We're still here. We're setting goals. We're setting our sights on a great rest of the year. Maybe we're all going to write books. Maybe we're all going to write books. We're going to write books and read each other's books. Maybe that's the thing we're going to do. In addition to this, we're going to have a book writing workshop. Maybe. All right. Have a great Monday night. Thanks for being here for me. I'm happy to be here for you. I hope that this was helpful. Please don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up